quite excited to see that we're live. It's been a rather challenging evening to try to get the internet up and running. These challenges lead to interesting discoveries, though, like making a few new titles for the sake of making things a little smoother. Today, we're going to be talking about how to edit a novel using Scrivener, and I've been showing folks through live stream for the past couple days how to do that, though I haven't really gone into the process much. And what I wanted to do tonight for a short stint is go into that before we dive into really the zone that I get into with editing, which often has to do with me concentrating quite a bit on just the writing process and not really paying so much attention to the outside world, as is the way of the writer, I would say, at least in my experience from starting with this. And so I started about 3 years ago writing novels in terms of start to finish and getting them published. And the process is really interesting in terms of it unfolding. It's hard to explain, but I can tell you when you get to the point where you have a first draft, and in this particular case, we're looking at a book that is draft 2. These are a couple things I'm going to tell you that you should really expect. One, expect there to be a lot of things that are nonsensical. What I mean by that is you're writing something where at times it's not that it's stressful, but it's stream of consciousness. And the writing process is a creative process. And of course, any creative process requires there to be the putting forth of something that may not be star quality and AAA title worthy. So that's okay. It's a matter of accepting and understanding that and being all right with it. To know that this process really is for you more than anyone else. The writing process is designed in order for an individual to have catharsis, this idea of letting go of emotions or at least processing them in some way that you can go back at another time, reflect upon it, and say, wow, that's pretty interesting. You know, I didn't expect that to be written in such a way. It didn't make sense to me at the time that I was writing, and now it does. Or perhaps it made sense to you in the moment of writing it. You thought it was absolute gold, and now it's crap. This is what happens when you give yourself the opportunity to let something sit and then come back to it at a later time, which is the recommendation you will hear or read when you're going through the book On Writing by Stephen King, which is something I absolutely recommend you read. If you're planning on writing or editing, it's an essential book. And in that essential book, there's the discussion of, well, how many times do you need to go through the editing process until the book is done? I would argue that no work of art is ever really done. It's a matter of the artist just giving up or just accepting the idea. I'm joking. Just accepting the idea that it shouldn't be touched anymore and it needs to be shared. And so what's really interesting in this book, I find, is that we're looking at a book that was written live. And Ardent Sinners, this book was written entirely in front of a live audience on twitch.tv from start to finish. And its first pass of editing also occurred while on live stream. When I came back to look at this book after several months of leaving it and not looking at it, I had printed out a few pre-release books, which I love to do through Amazon. And it's just a wonderful option to have, which is to print out some books that you would like to read so you can have it in your hands and really get a feel for it. And I felt like it was just not rushed as much as it just needed to be flushed out. It had some good ideas, and that's what you want to hope for. You want to hope that a couple of these things make sense. But aside from that, understand, if you have a book that's your first, second, third draft, fourth draft, it may be very, very far from its final version. And that's okay. If you're putting this into the hands of an audience or a reading audience, what I would say as the reader is, take it with a grain of salt. In other words, this is somebody who's written something for the first time in its first draft, and you likely won't see this ever again. And it's probably because an author wouldn't want you to see the innermost secrets, or perhaps there are things that are revealing about self that wouldn't be able to be included in the book for the sake of the ruining of one's, reputation. But it's also the idea of not having a song complete yet. You're hearing a few phrases, a few melodies, things like that, but it's not a full song. It's not a full song until the artist really can sit down and enjoy it, and that usually takes time. But let's go over a few editing tips. In any case, we'll be going through this book in a way that's unorthodox. It's something that not many writers are doing, and in fact, I haven't found a single author that's written a book from start to finish over live stream, though I'm sure if I look, I'll find one. And I would, of course, encourage writers to do it because it's a liberating experience as much as it may be nerve-wracking, the idea that someone is watching or a group of people are watching the entire time. I think it's liberating for those to see the flaws that exist. And I think this comes out even more when we're talking about writing on a typewriter. That if you see the Olivetti here at the top of this photo, when you type with a typewriter, it exposes oneself. You can't go back and erase what you've made errors with unless you are using a specific ribbon. And I would say, don't. Just allow these errors to flow. It's a part of who you are. We are flawed individuals. When we go through and edit a book multiple times, it may look like we're not very flawed. But if you were to read the first draft, you'd say, holy shit, very flawed. You know, I heard about Master and Margarita was edited a number of times. I think it was 13, if I can recall correctly. That's a lot of editing. That's a lot of passes. After 13 tries, I would say with Ardent Sinners, I'd probably be bored to all hell with it, but I would say, okay, it's ready at least to be in the hands of readers. I feel good about it. I would feel happy enough putting this in the hands of publishers as well. And so that's the process. So when you go through something and edit it multiple times, it just becomes refined if you follow these tips. So let's go through them. Trim the fat, at least 30%. What does that mean? It means there are going to be paragraphs that you want to hold on to for the sake of your ego, and they need to go. And in the process of getting rid of them, you'll find that the paragraphs that had once been sandwiched, or rather the paragraph that you got rid of that was sandwiched between two paragraphs, those two paragraphs come together and they really read beautifully now. That comes from the process of trimming the fat. Flush out only which needs explanation. So if something just does not make sense in terms of the narrative or who's speaking, and I usually try to go back and flush that out. When in doubt, strike it out. Get rid of it. Just let it be. Let it go. It's okay. It'll make the story better in most cases. If not, you flush it out. Less is almost always more. And I would say this comes from the writing of Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway was a master of writing simplistic language, and yet it had so much deep meaning and better flow. So if you're thinking of offering big words, think again. It's likely going to lose the audience. I look also, and one that's not in here is probably the most important, try to eliminate adverbs as much as you can. Especially if it comes in a dialogue situation. An example would be something like, John threw the ball at Jimmy, and it hit him curiously. Ugh, so gross. How does a ball hit someone curiously? I think what's trying to be said here is that John wanted to know what Jimmy was thinking, so he threw a ball at him to get his attention. And do you see what I just said? What I just said is the proper way to write, because I am showing. I'm not telling, and what adverbs try to do is tell you without showing you anything. And readers don't like that. Readers like to be creative in their own minds. They like to have their imagination not be stifled. They like it to be open and accessible to them, not to have the writer feed them everything. And so you'll find that I often don't do descriptions of characters. You'll find I often don't do much description of an environment unless it's absolutely necessary for the flow of the story and for you to understand it like a machine, like the Newman machine. I give a lot of definition to describing it. I give a lot of narrative with the Newman machine because the Newman machine is going to ride throughout the entire series of 7 books. And I want you to have an idea of what it does and what it looks like and what it scientifically can do. And so when you see me diving into science, it's real. This is stuff that I've read and discovered and thought, holy shit, imagine if this existed. Okay, how can we make it work? So I started to go through my mind in the idea of how this could be invented. And most of the pieces are there. Really, most of the pieces are there. But those few pieces that aren't there, well, we leave that to the reader's imagination, and it leaves people feeling pretty satisfied, at least enough to believe that the technology could exist in some form or another, in some dimension. So simple explanations, unless you're giving the description of something that's absolutely essential for the story flow. These are the basic editing tips, okay? So let's go into Scrivener now and get started. What I usually do is I like to play music while I'm going through this process. And so I have some music that I'm going to listen to on VLC Player, but I'm not going to play it on here because of copyright issues. And I don't really know how to get around it unless I'm composing my own. So what I suggest you do is listen to the same stuff that I'm listening to tonight, and I'll be typing this in chat now so you can have access to it. Tonight I'm going to be listening to Le Matos, and it's an album that's called, I think it's La Mer de Possibilité. I'm sorry. La Mer de Possibilité. That's French for the Sea of Possibilities. The album is called Join Us by Le Matus. And it's from 2013, and it is driving. It's pretty heavy duty synth wave, chill wave. Not chill wave, this is synth wave. So let me write this into chat so that you folks can listen if you'd like. That is, just to clarify, Le Matos, Join Us, 2013. That's the album year, if you'd like to listen as I go about. So this is more of a tutorial video that I wanted to do just for the sake of everyone understanding what's going on when I'm going through this. Where we are right now, if you look on the left, you'll see Ardent Sinners by Albert Collin. Albert Collin is a pseudonym for Bill Carleton, which is my I would say my old name. I like to prefer to be called William Vincent Carleton for its entirety because of the numerology involved. And when people are calling me Bill, like family members and old friends, it's related to Mars, which is warring energy. And so what this all means is I just prefer to be called William Vincent Carleton. But if you read Albert Collin, it actually is an anagram for Bill Carleton, which I think is cool. I don't know. You may not. And I also like that it's 2 words of 6 letters. I like to get into that quite a bit with numerology. And usually the titles of the books that I write, I like to have 13 letters. And I go into that more when I'm writing in these books. I don't want to give away too much. So you'll see here that we have a last chapter that we finished is called Carve the Time Out. So what I usually do, or what I always do, is I scroll back in Scrivener to the start of the chapter, and I just start from there. So this is already done. You know, it's in pretty good shape. When I go through and I read this as the audiobook, we'll see if there's anything that's glaring and stands out, and I'll fix it in that moment. And the recording will be there, so I can, do cut and paste to make it a little better for final formatting. So let's dive into the next chapter. And so far we're at 1, 2, well, title page doesn't really count. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The eighth chapter. And what it does is it starts at the end where I finish typing. So you can see I hit 115 pages on paperback. This was day 6, 20,000 words in. which is pretty solid. And this is when I was streaming live. Okay. So we're starting with some dialogue here. And if you see here in the last chapter, we had finished with some dialogue as well. And so the dialogue continues. Seems to be just continuing like it's the same chapter. So I'm going to be taking it in with the intention of doing that and having that specific effect. Even though this chapter, it would only make sense for it to continue. So the last thing that was asked or said, for the sake of me knowing, was, let me tell you how I start with him. You told me last night. I'll tell you again. This time will be better than the first time you heard it. I don't want to hear this. Don't repeat it. I'm repeating it. Okay. Tell me, this should really be tell me of your homeworld, Usul. This is a ripoff from Dune, which, by the way, Denis Villeneuve is doing the next offering of Dune, and I cannot wait. I hear it's just unbelievable. I loved Blade Runner 2049, so I'm very much looking forward to his offering of Dune. I've read the entire series. I love the books. I love the world. I read a lot of the prequel books by Brian Herbert and Kevin Anderson, rather. And so those are much more action-based, but I really love them too. I just am a big fan. So tell me of your home world, Usul. I didn't put Usul in there, but that is the Chani asking Paul Atreides if you go and read that book. Okay, tell me about it, seriously. Okay, so this actually is a different dialogue. Interesting. I ended with dialogue here. I don't want to hear this, don't repeat it. Let me tell you how I start with him. Yeah, this is a different dialogue. This is a dialogue between people talking about something else. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to frame this, really. Let's go through and read a little bit, and I'll tell you what my general moves are. It's kind of like playing a chess game where you can play it in reverse and try to fix your moves to make it so that you win sooner. It's really the best way for me to describe it, the editing process. Okay. Tell me about it, seriously. I've already told you 1,000 times. Yes, and the story keeps getting better. You're such a jerk. You don't even really care about what I'm doing here. Yes, I do. Don't say that. Stop smiling. You look cute when you do that, and that makes me hate you more. I'm thinking I'm going to say, don't hate me. You don't hate me, but the next line, of course I do, but not really, is they're tied, so this has to stay the same. You don't hate me. Of course I do, but not really. I want there to be a pause in between here because I think it will have more impact. But we don't know who's speaking here, nor do I. I don't even remember, to be honest, who's conversing. So we're going to have to cheat a little bit and look forward and see who's speaking here. And, all right, so there's an interruption. Okay, so look at this. We have some inner dialogue going on, inner monologue. And it says here, I'll tell you what happened just there, but these dots need to be moved over to the center before anything else. In fact, these are, whoops. Okay, that's good. I'll tell you what happened just there. There's some sync issues, it sounds like. Still adjusting. Hold on. This is good. All right. Almost synced. There. There we go. We're in root directory now. Adding nutrients to the hive. Sweet royal jelly. That's what you're here to do, right? Extract vital essence from the flora that surrounds you. Isn't that your job, little worker bee? All you have to do is do your job now. I'm beautiful. I'll show 'em. I have to confess. Yeah, what's that? I was flirting with you. The man doesn't respond. So here's the first reveal. I think that's nice. I'm liking this. I'm liking that the reveal comes later because it builds suspense. We don't even know what's going on here. We're finally being introduced all the way down here after there was a sync issue, some interrupting, crashing server. There's no root directory. There's some hacking going on here. And finally, the man doesn't respond. So there's a reveal here. I like this. This is a good way of building suspense, I would say. And I'm kind of impressed with this myself at that point in time of writing live. I must have been thinking, okay, let's give something that's going to hit hard. I don't even know where I am, but let's just figure it out. Okay, so let's keep going with here. Why aren't you saying anything back? Oh, fuck, I said too much. All right, so we have these mini weird quotes going on, and I'm not really liking it. I'm thinking we need to keep this without the mini quotes, bring it back here. Yep, We have the dialogue going on. I have to confess, I was flirting with you. Here, we're going to go back to inner monologue. Remove the mini quotes because that doesn't show up anywhere else and it just becomes confusing to the reader, including myself. Okay, it says, I just never expected that you would ever really want to go out on a date with me. This sounds like somebody would say this in real life, and maybe that's why I'm doing it in such a way, but it's just a lot of unnecessary junk in this sentence. So let's keep reading and see why that's the case. Why would you think that? Because you're so beautiful. I've seen your Instagram. You must get hit up all the time. I would just say hit on. It's better. I know. Hit me up. I don't know. It's stupid. Hit on. That means nothing to me. I don't know about that. Let's just say that about. And I'm typing with one hand, so that's why this is going slowly. I don't know about that because I have my mic in my hand. Now you know about that. No, seriously, that means nothing to me. Nothing at all. How can you say that with all the posts you've put up there? It's not about how many things I post. I think it's better to say it's not about how many posts. No, it's not about how many posts I make. I think that's better. I like that. I like that more. So, okay. How many? Right. Okay. I know, and then there's an interruption. Well, why do you think I'm doing this? I like that better. I had to put down the mic for a sec to get through that, or else it would have taken an hour. For the attention, I suppose. So this person, why do you think I'm doing this? For the attention? Yeah, this is all the same question. This is basically it. It gets confusing with dialogue. The question being asked is, why do you think I'm doing this? For the attention? So let's do this. No supposing. Let's just do this with security. No. Let's just say no. There. Then tell me. That's going to be without a question mark. I do it for the father I never had, and that's why I'm seeking you out. Telling you I like you. Let's do that. Let's give a semicolon because it continues the thought. And that's why I'm seeking you out, telling you I like you. This is good. I have daddy issues. All right, so let's stop for a second. When we use because, it's giving an explanation. I try to avoid it as much as I can. It's much better to say I have daddy issues than to say because I have daddy issues, I am telling you I like you. So she's coming forward now and saying, I have daddy issues. And so in some sick way, this is going to sound better. In some sick way, you are fulfilling some part of that experience I never had and deserved. All right, so let's make this a little cleaner. And then we're going to go back to that long sentence that I remember from a while back because it's not really flowing with the way that this is going. Okay. In some way, I don't like sick way. See, this is adverb land. Let's not illustrate it that she's sick. Let's illustrate it that she has daddy issues. And I think now that we're saying that, we're just going to remove in some way. And we're just going to stick with you. And I want to make this a contraction because a contraction makes it more familiar. When you have you are, it's more of like robotic and overly dramatic. We're having a conversation here. This is a conversation that people are really trying to be open and truthful. That's what I'm feeling. And so I want it to be portrayed in that way. That's why we're going to use contractions, at least for now, in this particular case. You're fulfilling some part of that experience I never had. I think and deserved is not necessary. It's giving, I want there to be more mystery. And while we're at this, let's go back to that long sentence. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, this is really messy. Here's how we clean it up. So this is part of trimming the fat. Check this out. Get rid of that crap. Would is uncertain, ever really. We got an adverb in there, and it's, I don't know why it's italicized. It's trying to do some emphasis, but it's stupid. Maybe it's not stupid because we have the male figure that's flirting with the female, and he's appearing as having a lack of confidence, which is true. So if we left it this way, he's kind of talking over himself and unsure of himself. So we may just leave it. I just never expected that you would ever really want to go on a date with me. Yeah, I guess that sounds pretty good. Let's see. I just never expected that you would want to go out on I like this better. Watch this. I never expected you would want to go on a date with me. It's confident, but it's also the person being honest. Okay, so let's do this. I never expected you would want to go on a date with me. So we cleaned it up. Why would you think that? Because you're so beautiful. I've seen your Instagram. You must get hit on all the time. That means, see how clean this sounds now? It's better. That means nothing to me. I don't know about that. No, seriously, that means nothing to me. Nothing at all. Let's just get rid of that. Yep. Just do the repetition. No, seriously, that means nothing to me. How can you say that with all the posts you put up there? It's not about how many posts I make. I know. Well, why do you think I'm doing this? For the attention? No. Then tell me. I do it for the Father. This is weird. What is going on here? Who is talking? You see, I'm losing the narrative without having the explanation of who's who. So we have man here. Because you're so beautiful, I've seen your Instagram. You must get hit on all the time. That means nothing to me. I don't know about that. No, seriously, that means nothing to me. How can you say that? All right, let's just do this. How can you say that with all the posts you? How can you say that? How can you say that? How can you really say that? And then we can have a question. So like this. Okay. How can you really say that? And then let's see. How can you really say that? Look, it's not about how many posts I make. Okay, so let's do the look. Then what is it? I like this. Well, let me ask you, why do you think I'm doing this? For the attention? All right. No. Then tell me why you think I'm doing this. And so this is where I screwed up. And so the female's going to answer it. Then tell me why you think I'm doing this. The female is answering here, but she shouldn't be because it should be the male. He's going to make, you see, I don't like this. Here it is. Here's how we cut things. Bam. And we just bring it right in here. And she tells the truth. So what do you think I'm doing? And we're going to make this, here we go. Okay. What? You think I'm doing this for the attention? Uh-huh. Here we go. Watch. Watch this. Okay. And we're going to do... Okay. So what? You think I'm doing this for the attention? No. I don't know. The man answers. Let's do this. So he's at least up here. The man Doesn't respond. So, okay. The man is giving the internal dialogue. At least we know this. Okay, so it says, what? You think I'm doing this for the attention? I don't know. The man says. I do it for the father I never had, and that's why I'm seeking you out, telling you I like you. I have daddy issues. You're fulfilling some part of that of an experience I never had, an experience I never had. Got to save. Always remember to save. I don't know how I feel about that. Right? What? You think you're confused? Let's put that in italics. What, you think you're confused? Look at my life. Haven't you been listening? Let's get rid of to me. Clean that up. Honestly, no, I haven't at all. Then what the fuck have you been doing? Thinking about fucking you. Ooh, getting heavy. So this is what goes on in the crazy mind of myself when I'm editing, to give you an idea of what this is all about. And if I were to be doing this the entire time, it probably will take me twice as much time, but I imagine it's something that you enjoy, or I'm hoping that's informative enough to want to keep hearing it. All right, we got a little too much space here, so let's remove some of that. There we go. These 3 dots, I'm going to start using asterisks instead. Boom, boom, boom. And now I want to move this back. There we go. Okay, but this is not in the position it needs to be. Hold on. There we go. But you need to go back where you are. Grab better. You got to go back where you are. And you have to go in the center. Don't be giving me a hard time. Why you're doing that? Hey, this is going to drive me crazy. I think I have to do this manually. Yes. It looks about good enough. That's a terrible Irish accent that you're hearing. Too bad I can't edit that on the fly. Okay. Thinking about fucking you. Okay, here comes some dialogue. Let's see how this is being presented. That's how easy it is for me. You see, I don't like that. You see, it's not so much the message that ensnares the male, it's the pitch. But this is weird because it seems, what? You think you're confused? Look at my life. Haven't you been listening? Honestly, no, I haven't at all. Then what the fuck have you been doing? Think about fucking you. All right. See, this is good because the man is saying, I'm going to say the man said. That's how easy it is for me. Now we have the female speaking. This is a pecuary. Revealer. Spoiler. You see, it's not so much the message that ensnares the male, it's the pitch. It's the cadence. It's the order of the delivery. It's all of these things. See, this is an issue. These things require practice. All right? Let's just start with here. It's easy. It's not so much. You see, we want mystery here. I want mystery here. Don't you? Yeah, why not? 2 it's in a row. Yeah, here, look at that. Watch how this makes it nice. See? Less is more. It's not so much. So then what the fuck have you been doing? Think about fucking you, the man said. It's not so much the message that ensnares him. That ensnares. It's the pitch. We still don't know who this is. It's the cadence. It's the order of the delivery. You hear that music in the background? Yeah, let's do this. This was me listening to music while writing on live stream. And since it's on Twitch, I've been told that you need to only do 1 space in between periods. So let's do this. Yeah. Yep. 1. On twitch.tv, you can post music. Not all of it gets muted, so people can still hear stuff. Anyway, while it's going on live, you can hear it, but that doesn't seem to be the case in YouTube because they got the Google folks working on that. and Google is very good at algorithms and determining when things are being done that shouldn't be. I don't know why it shouldn't be done. It's just a matter of, for me, wanting to enjoy some music. Man, when are we going to get over this? I guess I'm saying that as a person who, if I had millions of people listening, I'd want the royalties. So I get that. I only have hundreds of people listening over long periods of time. So it's different. I get it. I do appreciate the royalty checks when they come too. So I get it. Okay. But that said, why won't these big conglomerates pay the amount of money that's necessary in order for us to listen to what we want to listen to? Then someone says, well, that's why we pay for Spotify. Okay. I don't want to argue. I just want to listen to the music. I used to be able to do that. In fact, guess what? If we weren't here on live stream right now and you were here in my living room with me, we could put a record on a record player. There wouldn't be any sort of commercials interrupting the process. We could enjoy it for what it is. That is why I hold on to records. And that is why I like spending time with people directly. But don't feel like I'm not happy that you're not watching. Don't make me... Sorry, let's start over. Don't feel like I'm ungrateful that you're watching. I am grateful. But I would prefer that you be right here with me. Doesn't that make sense? Wouldn't you like to be here? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. You'd rather be a fly on the wall. Who knows? Well, I like personal interaction. Anyway, going back to this. You hear that music in the background? I do. It's really strumming away. I love that. You can see yourself in the room when that type of thing happens. You can go right to the party that was going on that day when all the microphones were set up and they were just rolling tape after tape of 80s folk and life. Couldn't have been any happier, any better. You're like Colby Calais' father. That's Ken Calais, that famous producer that recorded Fleetwood Mac's Rumors back when the band was at ends with each other. I like this. Some were fucking each other and others were fucking over each other, and at the end of the day, everyone got fucked. All but the producer, Ken Calais, captured the rawest expression of broken hearts that was ever to reach the airwaves. The album's a ghost roaming the halls. I like roaming in the halls. You listen to it and feel bad. It was terrible that these people had to go through so much for the sake of entertainment. I can't imagine being in the audience when these songs are played live. But I can because I've seen them. To me, it's as sacred as a church service. It's a pure listening room. You take in the songs and the lyrics and you learn. You listen to the percussion on the left, the cymbals on the right. And you learn how to syncopate your heart with the beat. You join the rhythm. Before you know it, you're flowing. You ride the waves as smoothly as you can and enter the world of musical expression. Here, musicians invite courageous mistakes that you wish you had made before, that you wish you could make. Here we're just going to say, wish you made. Just clean that up. It's passive. A chance to lay it all down. No, by sentence. Nice try. Same thing here. See ya. Adios. You know, didn't make the cut. What you let out of your heart shapes you. See how that works? 2 sentences gone. Here musicians invite courageous mistakes that you wish you made. You want to see what that was before? Let's just take a look. These 2 sentences just getting in the way. They got to go. See you later. Now we have something that flows nicely. Here musicians invite courageous mistakes that you wish you made. What you let out of your heart shapes you. Let's just put, your heart shapes you. Yeah. But there's a tense issue here. Let's say, the heart shapes you. The heart shapes you. Frequencies. Don't need the. Frequencies cross thresholds at the same moment you do. It's right here. It's right here with you, see? When you read it, sometimes the answers just come. That's for the sake. This paragraph is a song. When you're editing, You want to make it as nice and clean as you can, as you would be as an editing engineer or mixing engineer, rather. We'd want this original produced piece to still have its heart and its soul intact, but at the same time, you want it to be flowing as best as it can. So let's go back to this. The heart shapes you. Frequencies cross thresholds at the same moment. No, I don't like this. The heart shapes you. And look at, we get rid of the frequencies and we focus on the heart. And it gets better. Because courageous and heart comes together, so it's right there. Right? It's right there. Taking on whatever emotional challenges you may have. But there's tense stuff. Taking on here, so we avoid the tenses. This is a nice way of simplifying, like a Hemingway move. Not to say that I write anywhere like it, but it's the type of move on the chessboard. It's right here. Taking on emotional challenges. Look at that. That's a happy little tree. Okay? See how that works? Just making it nice and clean. So we have the heart shapes you. It's right there. Taking on emotional challenges. You must tap in. Now, we don't need to hear this. There's this wave I've got right now. I like barrel because it's, the surfing term. So let's fix this. I got this barrel right now. It's fucking epic. I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the middle. So let's get rid of just. I'm in the middle. Semicolon. Writing it as it guides me to new directions. This is a blah. I'm in the middle. Look at this. Say goodbye to this. We bring an I, and it's just nice. It's fucking epic. I'm in the middle. I couldn't be happier. Really is an unnecessary adverb. I couldn't be happier. I think we got another semicolon. Still defining the same thought. I'm in the middle. I couldn't be happier. It was meant to be. Oh, yeah. Like it. Celebration. We don't need celebration time. That's too cheesy. Celebration. There's nothing quite like the addition of a new stimulant to your 8-person team. This is an important sentence. It's telling. And I don't like that. I like this. How we do this? There's nothing quite like the addition of a new simulant. You don't have to know that it's an 8-person team right now, but now you know. Spoiler. Sorry, pal. Sorry, reader. My fault for giving you spoilers, but I didn't remember what I wrote, so you can't blame me. You can blame me for the things that I remember. It's like in a relationship, like me as a guy, and women who are with me, I would say, not that this will ever save me from the mistakes I've made, but I can say, you can't blame me for the things I don't remember doing. And what that will do, just so you know, is get you into more trouble. But that's okay, because you're already in trouble, so it's just like you're adding a few extra layers of trouble on top of the already existing trouble. And what you should realize in the beginning, this is a tip for any man, is just to not say anything. If you say nothing, then you're still in trouble, but it's likely that things will calm down faster. So just remember that. It's kind of like editing, but you don't really have the chance to go back and edit. Like I said, this is the wonderful privilege of editing a book. Even though it's a pain in the ass, you get a chance to go back and remove the stuff that you already said. And there are very few moments in life where you have the opportunity to do that and not be blamed for it. In fact, you get the opposite effect. People will actually appreciate it more that you go back and fix it. It's kind of like an apology that people never really understood was there. They just think that this the stuff reads well, but it's really just you apologizing for the crap that you wrote earlier, which was not nearly as good as what it is now. And that's my 2 cents on editing and how to maintain a positive relationship with someone without getting yourself in the doghouse regularly. It's good advice. Okay, I met Alicia Forda tonight. You remember her? She's the one that went under the Avatarist knife. She dozed off for a bit, and I took the reins, making sure to be simple in my first link up as so not. This is dumb. This is dumb. I met Alicia Forda tonight, but the rest doesn't work. So we're going to have to, unfortunately, let it go. Or fortunately, seeing I met Alicia Forda tonight. I like this. Look, okay, so let's see. I got this barrel right now. It's fucking epic. I'm in the middle. I couldn't be happier. It was meant to be. Celebration. We're going to get rid of this. This is going to end the thought. We come back in. We go to the center. And we add some asterisks. I met Alicia Forda. And let's find out. I don't like any of this. I think we have to say goodbye to all of this. Yep, goodbye. Whatever it wasn't meant to be. Okay. Let's see what this says. You get a viewer to come in. He explores this unique world, and you take him. What? This is a mistake. Okay. So I'm not even liking this. We might have to get rid of a lot here, which is fine. You see, this is okay. This is telling too. This is not showing. I don't like this either. Even though this is giving a lot of backstory, I don't like it. I don't like it. So celebration and then progress. Now watch this. I think we're going to have to go all the way back to here. And let's see how this works. I couldn't be happier. It was meant to be. Celebration. I met Alicia Forda tonight. Made some progress due to her. Yeah, I like this. Progress tonight, thanks to Alicia Forda. All due to her. No, it wasn't. What? Who are you talking to? See, this is what it's about. I probably just removed, I don't know, 300 words? I can't remember. But they weren't necessary, and they made this confusing. So, bye-bye. Just got to be happy with it. Control S, save it, go back to what you're doing, and make the book better. What? Who are you talking to? Growth and evolution wasn't ever a reality for me, Alicia said, blinking. We can use blinking slowly. This is one of those rare occasions where I'll say Alicia said and then add some action. Oh, here comes a yawn. Because it's midnight. That's okay. So why did I put blinking slowly here? Just to give you an explanation. Because if you're giving an adverb that describes the passing of time and the duration of time, it's totally fine. Slowly, is pretty much like one of the few that I like to use. Slowly, quickly, steadily, these kinds of things. Okay, growth and evolution wasn't ever a reality. I don't like how this sounds. Growth and evolution wasn't. First of all, we have this negative, and I don't want it here. It needs to be better. So let's see how we can fix this up. What? Who are you talking to? And we have this happening. Man, we might have to cut more. I think Yeah, let's do this. Do 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 do. All right. We're gonna go back up. So, who are you talking to? Here's what we're gonna say. I don't know. You? Let's put it in italics. Italics rather. And I like this because it's still confusing, yet it makes enough sense to keep going and say, okay, I know what I'm talking about now. I think before I was just probably out of it. Who knows? Playing with chat. Okay, back to this. Progress tonight, thanks to Alicia Forda. All due to her. No, it wasn't. What? Who are you talking about? I don't know. You? Ooh, I like that. Because it's as if they're speaking to the inner dialogue. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm saying we haven't known each other for too long. Nope, don't like this. Let's remove these. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not sure. I guess I just feel weird. I don't know. Yep. It's okay, I get it. You're a shy guy. Look, would it make you feel any better to let you know that I'm really shy too? That I'm shy too. I just get this way when I'm around my period. I get horny. And I'd much rather fuck than fight. Do you understand? Why would I put a smiley face there? That's dumb. It's not like this is a text message. Yeah, I think I do. Cool. So, let me ask you a question. All right, go ahead. Though this does read like a text message. Do you like yoga pants? I mean, tight black ones. Do you like those? Let's just do this. Ba-boom. Are you asking if I like them on you? Yes, I am. Do you like them on me? Let's say yes. Yes, I like them a lot on you. Just to be specific. If you fuck me now, I'll wear only yoga pants when I see you. It looks like I'm going to have to do an age restriction on this. And that's all right, because this is a 41-year-old man talking about fucking. Yes. Okay. Are you asking if I like them on you? Yes, I am. Do you like them on me? Yes, I like them. Let's just do this. I like them on you. I like them a lot on you. I like them on you a lot. With a comma. With a comma for emphasis. A ton. Is that what I... See, this is my subconscious. Ooh. This is what happens when you write. You get these little interceptions that occur from the subconscious. If that sounds too trippy for you, sorry. That's just me as a writer. I like them on you a ton. If you fuck me now, I'll wear only yoga pants when I see you from now on. What do you say? I just say that's really well written dialogue. And then she gets back into it. Here we go. Let's give 3 asterisks. Boom, boom, boom. Every man has his limits, his threshold, his point of no return. And I must say goodbye. I must say goodbye. It's just, yeah, see how this cleans it up when you just go right into the contraction. Starting again. Every man has his limits, his threshold, his point of no return. It's just as enjoyable for me to watch a man lose his essence and uncontrolled orgasm as it is for me to watch him lose himself on in a simulant's darkened eyes. I like this. It's enjoyable. Watch this. Let's make this very confident. It's enjoyable for me. Listen to this person. This is calculated now, okay? Every man has his limits, his threshold, a point of no return. It's enjoyable for me to watch a man lose his essence in uncontrolled orgasm. Period. Good. Nice. And you know the flats. We'll sneak a peek. These stupid men sense the change. No, I don't like this. Then they hear, okay. Then, let's see. Something humanoids. Nope, I don't like this either. So I telegraph my moves. I like this. Let's just go right over here. Let's go first. Let's see. I like this. I telegraph my moves, make them think that I'm smart, but not that smart. I get away with things most of the time because I look real good, because I look good, period. Winning is a matter of time. Winning is only a matter of time. Keep this in the same paragraph because it's the same idea. And continue in this way, so it's save. Winning is only a matter of time. Like the casino. We're the casino. The house wins. Winning is only a matter of time. We are the casino. Like at the casino. Like at the casino, the house always wins. You know, it's good allegory. I don't mind using like when we're describing allegory. Sometimes it's just good to hit them, like in a song. I just gave an allegory right there. Okay, like at the casino, the house always wins. Men will always be drawn to beauty. They cannot avoid it. They cannot escape it. And I know this because I am a confident speaker. An inner dialogue. They cannot escape it, and I know this. Why else would I have picked this little lass to be my simulant? Look at her. She's so beautiful, a princess. Except more down to earth than someone regal. I just want this. Conversational skills are top notch. A solid IQ. Let's just put she's young. She's young. She is young. She's young, with many years left to extract essence. Okay, I'll take it. Alicia Forta, you beautiful specimen. Right? Let's clean this up. You beautiful specimen. You make me feel so happy to know you. To watch you have your way with men, having their way with you. While we have our way with both of you. Bye. It makes more sense to just have this gone. Watch. I think. To watch you have your way with men, having their way with you. That's the way it works. Yeah, see, nice. Give us the essence. You'll be fine. Let's give some dashes. I like the dashes. Okay. It's got a technical term in grammar. Let's leave that to the comments in chat if you want to tell me what that is. By all means. By all means, I'm not worried. Flowers give nectar, Alicia. Do you understand? We want nectar. We want bountiful fruit from your fruit trees. We want them to ripen and fall and strike the earth so that the fruits crack open, and then we will swarm and collect the fermented juices. We will drink from it. We will drink it. We drink it. We drink it. And we strengthen. And when we are strong enough, we make royal jelly. So we don't have to will it. When we are strong enough, we make royal jelly for the Queen Mother, and she gives us hospitality in exchange. This is okay. You need to get some backstory. Then we receive. That earns us. See, a little bit of time. That earns us a comfortable place to live, food to eat, wanting for nothing, an ocean of space and room to breathe. That's the world. In a world of Pequari Hubei, their rent is paid. That's the world. of the Pequawari who obeys. Choose not to obey, and you shall be sent on a mission to flatline Earth, to fend for oneself, one's elf, to fend for one's elf, as we all have our own elves, and to have your name and lineage forever banned from the Pequawari contracts. This is very telling, tell, but we're just going to tell it. I have only 8 simulants to work with, Alicia. I chose you. You're going to do a good job for me for a long time. Bah, goodbye. Let's stop there. Okay, we made it. Look at that. We killed a lot of writing tonight, didn't we? We really brought this chapter to the chopping block, and we took some fat off of that cut, did we not? What do you think? We went from 2,500 words to 1,273. And that's half. That's 50%. Why don't we listen to how this sounds? And then I'm going to end the stream for the sake of time and the hour. Okay, let's do this. Tell me about it, seriously. I've already told you 1,000 times, yes, and the story keeps getting better. You're such a jerk. You don't even really care about what I'm doing here. Yes, I do. Don't say that. Stop smiling. You look cute when you do that. And this makes me hate, and that, there we go. And that makes me hate you more. You don't hate me. Of course I do, but not really. So you're flirting with me. Nope. I'm not asking. I'm telling you, you're flirting with me. This is awkward. Only if you allow it. Ew. Did you see I'm breaking through? We're going to take rid of quotes. Almost there. Hang on. I'll break her now. This is a guy thinking he's breaking through. It's funny. See, he thinks he's in the advantage here. He thinks he's having an advantage with her, and he doesn't. He has no effing idea who he's dealing with. This is just a flat. A flat is a man from Flatline Earth who thinks he knows better than everybody else. I will allow one thing. Are you ready? Yes, go ahead. I'm going to ask you to guess a number, and if you guess it correctly, I'll tell you who I really am, okay? Okay, ready. There's no range. Contraction. You either guess it right or you don't. So what's the number? Give me your guess. Number 15. Zzz. Server crash. I'll tell you what happened just there. Still adjusting. Hold on. All right. I'm almost synced. There. There we go. We're in root directory now. Adding nutrients to the hive. Sweet royal jelly. That's what you're here to do, right? Extract vital essence from the flora that surrounds you. Isn't that your job, little worker bee? All you have to do is do your job now. I'm beautiful. I'll show him. You're beautiful. Let's just bye-bye. I have to confess. Yeah? What's that? I was flirting with you. The man doesn't respond. Why aren't you saying anything back? Oh, fuck, I said too much. I never expected you would want to go on a date with me. This is going to come after he says this. So we know that's tied. And we're going to do a little... See? That was a little Bob Ross move right there. Happy mistake. I never expected you to want to go on a date with me. Why would you think that? Because you're so beautiful. I've seen your Instagram. You must get hit on all the time. That means nothing to me. I don't know about that. No, seriously, that means nothing to me. How can you really say that? Look, it's not about how many posts I make. Then what is it? What, you think I'm doing this for the attention? I don't know, the man said. I do it for the father I never had, and that's why I'm seeking you out, telling you I like you. I have daddy issues. You're fulfilling some part of an experience I never had. I don't know how I feel about that. What, you think you're confused? Look at my life. Haven't you been listening? Honestly, no, I haven't at all. Then what the fuck have you been doing? Thinking about fucking you, the man said. It's not so much the message that ensnares, it's the pitch, it's the cadence, it's the order of the delivery. You hear that music in the background? I do. It's really strumming away. I love that. can see yourself in the room when that type of thing happens. You can go right to the party that was going on all day. When all the microphones were set up and they were just rolling tape after tape of 80s folk, and life couldn't have been any better. You're like Colby Calais' father, that famous producer that recorded Fleetwood Mac's Rumors, back when the band was at ends with each other. Some were fucking each other and others were fucking over each other, and at the end of the day, everyone got fucked, all but the producer. Ken Calais captured the rawest expression of broken hearts that was ever to reach the airwaves. The album's a ghost roaming in the halls. You listen to it and feel bad. It was terrible that these people had to go through so much for the sake of entertainment. I can't imagine being in the audience when these songs are played live. But I can because I've seen them. Let's see. Let's keep tenses here. But I can. But I could because I've seen them. To me, it was as sacred as a church service, a pure listening room. I took in the songs and the lyrics and I learned. It has to be first person. I don't like this computer. I don't like how that does that. I took in the songs and the lyrics and I learned. I listened to the percussion on the left. I gotta fix this. Oh my God, dude. This is I mean, I don't want to complain about laptops, but I am. I've always hated this mouse. And the keyboard sucks too. The backspace doesn't work all the time. And I'm done complaining. Back to the grind. I listened to the percussion on the left, the cymbals on the right. And I learned how to syncopate my heart with a beat. I joined the rhythm. Before I knew it, see tenses here, just has to flow. Before I knew it, this is what happens when we do the read through. I was flowing. I rode the waves as smoothly as I could. And entered the world of musical expression. Here where musicians invited courageous mistakes that I wish I'd made. Yeah, see, this is better. That I wish I had made. I want it to be formal. The heart shapes us. And it's right here in the music, taking on emotional challenges. Forget the challenges, and it's right here in the music. Bam. I've got this barrel right now. It's fucking epic. I'm in the middle. I couldn't be happier. It was meant to be. I got this barrel right now. Sing right now. I got this. I caught this barrel. It was fucking epic. I was in the middle. I couldn't have been happier. It was meant to be. Celebration. This works now. Progress tonight, thanks to Alicia Forta. All due to her. No, it wasn't. What? Who are you talking to? I don't know. You. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not sure. I guess I just feel weird. I don't know. It's okay. I get it. You're a shy guy. Look, would it make you feel any better to let you know that I'm shy too? I just get this way when I'm around my period. I get horny. I'd much rather fuck than fight. Do you understand? Yeah, I think I do. Cool. So, let me ask you a question. All right, go ahead. Do you like yoga pants? I mean, tight, black ones. Are you asking if I like them on you? Yes, I am. Do you like them on me? I like them on you a ton. If you fuck me right now, yeah, let's do that. Right now. See? Just let it flow. Just let it flow. Even though Baba Ross would never say such things, such blasphemy. Rip. Rest in peace, Bob. If you fuck me right now, I'll wear only yoga pants when I see you from now on. What do you say? Every man has his limits, his threshold, a point of no return. It's enjoyable for me to watch a man lose his essence in uncontrolled orgasm. I telegraph my moves, make him think that I am smart, but not that smart. I get away with things most of the time. I get away with things because I look good. You just know most of the time. I get away with things because I look good. Winning is only a matter of time. Like at the casino, the house always wins. Men will always be drawn to beauty. They can't escape it, and I know this. Let's get a comma in here. Why else would I have picked this little lass to be my simulant? Look at her. She's so beautiful, a princess, except more down to earth. Conversation skills, top notch. She's young, with many years left to extract essence. Alicia Forta, you beautiful specimen. You make me feel so happy to know you, to watch you have your way with men, having their way with you. That's the way it works. Give us the essence. You'll be fine. Flowers give nectar, Alicia. Do you understand? We want nectar. We want bountiful fruit from your fruit trees. We want them to ripen and fall and strike the earth so that the fruits crack open, and then we will swarm and collect the fermented juices. We drink it, and we strengthen. And when we are strong enough, we make royal jelly for the Queen Mother, and she gives us hospitality in exchange. That earns us a comfortable place to live, food to eat, wanting for nothing, an ocean of space and room to breathe. That's the world of the pecuary who obeys. Choose not to obey, and you shall be sent on mission to flatline earth to fend for oneself and have your name and lineage forever banned from the pecuary contracts. That is an editing session. Let's stop there. Sounds good to me. Well, let's erase that for the sake of this draft being as clean as it can be. Well, I hope you enjoyed this session tonight. It went longer than usual because of the voice narrative going along, but I think it was nice to illustrate at least the process that goes through my mind when I'm recording and going through this editing process with you. So I think I'm going to keep going with this in this light. I think we have a good forum to talk about what's happening in my mind as we edit this book. And as long as I remain consistent, we will get through this. We have now remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 chapters, which means in less than 2 weeks, we will be ready for publishing this book for real after its second pass, which is very exciting. So 2 books to be expected in the month of February, both this and, of course, do not forget about Shift 108, the meditation system for the digital age. This is a culmination of 7 years yogic principles that I've learned. Everything from techniques that I learned from Satya Sai Baba, who had his ashram or still has his ashram in Puttaparthi, India, and from Paramahansa Yogananda, who brought yoga through Kriya Yoga to the West, to Occidental life. Lots of techniques between those two, techniques from Universal Kabbalah and numerology, and Rudolf Steiner has some input on what's going on with this. I have some very fundamental healing with the hands techniques that are included in this book. This book's got everything that I would imagine needing to tap into as a healer of others. And I find that you will enjoy this book because it's short and impacting and has it's dense with information, but it's totally understandable. At least that's how I'm trying to make it, so that you can jump in and do these techniques and feel difference. And this is what it's about. It's about reprogramming your mind for the idea of being better for yourself and for others. And I don't think there's a better calling in this world for oneself than to get up in the morning and say, okay, I know I'm going to live this day better than I did yesterday. Let's make this the best possible day of my life. What do we say? Let's go for it. If you have that kind of mindset, this type of meditation system will serve you unbelievably. And if you're not there, just reading through it gives you the affirmations and that shift of mind so that you can feel, for the first time in your life, empowered in an area where maybe you've been receiving tons of challenges and not sure why. We're going to get to the bottom of it through this. And I'm setting up a community so we can talk about and reflect on the different techniques that are included and make revisions, right? That comes from the community. They tell me what they need. I make the changes. So I'm excited about this. And this will be in your hands in February. I had said the first week, not sure. It's art, so let it go. Just let it go if you want to know for sure. I'm not sure. Just let it go. Be aware of your attachments. It's coming. It's all coming your way. And just know that it's been a fun stream. We went over how to edit a novel using Scrivener and go through this process. It's beautiful reduction and trimming the fat. So just remember those tips. Here they are one more time before we end the stream. Editing tips. Whenever you're editing, you're going to trim the fat at least 30%. Flesh out only that which needs explanation. When in doubt, strike it out. Less is almost always more. Simple explanations lead to deeper meaning and better flow. As we discovered tonight, with striking out about 50% of what existed in this chapter, I think, personally, it made it much cleaner and more concise and understandable. If you agree, please leave a comment in the video. And if you liked what you saw, please like it and subscribe if you have not yet. It's been a pleasure speaking with you this evening. I am grateful for you being here to be a part of How to Edit a Novel. We will continue tomorrow with more Ardent Sinners. It's been a good time. I will see you then on the flip side. Do, 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 do.